So, first video. Hopefully you clicked on from the TikTok, or even if you just found me over a random, maybe even recommended. I doubt this will be recommended, you know, starting off fresh, you know. I want to take these 50-second TikTok videos into full detailed videos where I look up the information that you want to know, so you can come from my profile onto the YouTube channel, and I've got all the information here. So this one will be about the trio from Scotland who spoke their native tongue to escape the Germans. It sounds crazy, it sounds unrealistic, I know. Personally, I'd never ever heard of this story until a guy called USSR Mole had commented on my TikTok telling me to look into it. I looked into it and I'm amazed. Especially being from Scotland, never hearing of it. So, features 3 men, Private William Kemp, Corporal Sandy MacDonald and Lance Corporal James Wilson, who was known as Ginger, in June 1940. So almost a year after the war started. Obviously it was September 1939. It's a really warm day today. Everyone's outside, so there's loads of noise going on. But I still want to get this point across to everyone to explain how crazy this story was. So the trio had actually already been captured by the Germans and brought to a prisoner of war camp, where they escaped but were brought back because they'd escaped. But they were in civilian clothing, so they were almost the German officers that captured them were confused as to why they were in civilian clothing, so they might not be the ones. So they got a French translator to come in, a French officer translating, to ask them to state their nationality, to which Private Kemp replied, "I don't know," in Gaelic. And if you don't know what Gaelic is, it's a really, really uncommon language up in the north of Scotland. Maybe from Scotland, I don't know a single word in it. So that just shows you how uncommon this is. In 1940, where you've got no internet, are German officers and French officers going to know this language? Probably not. There will be some, yes, of course. But that's the story. It's a really, really unknown language, even nowadays. So of these people that were translating, the French officer, he asked them to state their nationality. After he said, "I don't know," Private Kemp had another genius idea to turn around and say, Ardnamurchan, right, my pronunciation might be off on that one, up North Scottish town, never heard of it. I've personally never heard of it. So, because they didn't understand this language, they didn't know where these places were. You can't go into Google and type up where's Ardnamurchan, because there's nothing like that. I mean, you could get a booker, but did they really have books in all these camps to look up where places were? Especially Ardnamurchan, you'd have to get a really specific up north town. Like, you're never gonna find it. So they actually thought that these men were Ukrainian. Ukrainian being part of the Soviet Union back in 1940. And Soviet Union not being at war with Germany as of yet. Obviously that changes in the future, and the Soviet Union, Germany, Operation Barbarossa was a bit chaotic. So they thought these men were Ukrainian, let them go because of it. They let them go freely, where the men escaped through France, down to Spain, where they were at a British consulate. With this British consulate, they went to a boat, got a boat out of the Spanish territorial waters, where they were transferred over to a British warship, which returned them home to Scotland. So you're probably thinking, like, there can't be much more to this story. But it gets a little bit darker from the German side. So, obviously as time goes on, Germans find out about how they've been made to look really foolish by 3 Scottish men. And in retaliation, anyone that is captured and speaks Gaelic, without questioning, is sent to a labour camp. If they have any understanding of Gaelic, labour camp. No two ways about it. If you speak Gaelic, you understand Gaelic, you are away to a labour camp, where most likely you will work to your death. So, to speak Gaelic, yes, it was good for the 3 men, but for all the other people that were captured that spoke it, you're gone. You're an absolute goner. So, I've done a little bit more research, and I found out there was actually a movie about it called The Darkest Hour. I have watched The Darkest Hour, and I didn't even notice it was about these men. I mean, I personally didn't enjoy The Darkest Hour. I don't think The Darkest Hour is a good movie. I think this film, if it was being remade, was about the three Scottish men speaking Gaelic to get away from the Germans because they thought you were Ukrainian. Could have been a much better movie. Like, it is content for a really good movie. So obviously, you've got these three men from Scotland. Everyone, I mean, out with the UK, obviously the UK all hates each other. Every country seems to love Scotland. When I go on lives on TikToks, everyone's like, "You're Scottish, wow, I love Scotland." When I've been on, I'm really sorry for the noise, it's really warm, I'm sweating. They're really loud. I don't blame them because it is really warm. But everyone seems to love Scotland. I've been to Germany so many times, they're all like, "Oh, you're Scottish, that's amazing, that's so cool. Really want to go to Scotland." It's a privilege to be from here. It is. It'd be a privilege to speak Gaelic, but I don't know a single word. But how much better could that movie have been? If they were to have just changed it up a bit, it could have been so much better. Obviously, the three men being from Ardnamurchan, which is in Argyll and they were in the Argyll and Sutherland Highland Regiment. That would have been, you're pretty much destined to speak Gaelic. I only know one Gaelic speaker. Only know one. It's a really, really unknown language. So yeah, to summarise the whole story, I mean, you got the three men, Private William Kemp, Corporal Samuel MacDonald, Lance Corporal James Wilson, all from Ardnamurchan. In 1940, escaped a prisoner of war camp, first so crazy, to escape a prisoner of war camp, to be captured again, bit unlucky. But to use that quick think, imagine quick thinking, if I was stopped and someone was like, asking me, and I knew another language, I wouldn't speak in that other language, I'd just be like, "Oh, they're asking me in that language, I'm going to speak this language." I would never have thought that. Doubt many people would. And obviously, they were released, made their way through occupied France. Like, that's already a risk. Like, to go through occupied France after just escaping German forces, you are risking your life. I mean, they already risked their lives going to war. I personally can't believe that's genuinely amazing. But they got the ship out of territorial Spain onto a British warship, went back to Scotland, became local heroes, probably I would say national heroes. I reckon in 1940, from Ardnamurchan down to Dumfries, over to Edinburgh to Glasgow, everyone will have known of that story. But because they probably didn't brag about it, it's not as well known. Many things like that. Tommy McPherson made a video on him. 23,000 Germans he may surrender by himself without firing a bullet. That will be the next video. So you come in, I don't know how long it'll be until I make that video. Hopefully soon. Genuinely. I'll see you later. Thank you so much. 63,000 followers on TikTok. Even we've got 11 subscribers on here. Yeah, I would love to get more. But 63,000 followers on TikTok. Thank you so much. I honestly hope you have a blessed day. I'll see you later.